We are now live. What's up, everybody? If you are
What's
listening,
going
which you are
on?
probably not yet, you are tuned in to another episode. Actually, a good, fresh episode for the top of the new year, 2021, of Opinionated. On this show, on this platform, we will discuss random topics based on our opinion, your opinions, everybody's opinions. It's open. Today we're gonna kick off this episode, and when I say we, I do mean my co-host Nelly Swag. Welcome, Nelly.
What's going on, family? It's a blessing to be a part of this show, a part of this movement. I'm looking forward to conversing with any and everyone in regards to opinions and learning from each other and growing and manifesting. Let's get it.
Let's get it. We're gonna get it. So to kick off the top of this broadcast, we're gonna play some music from yours truly, LB the Amazing. So get your drinks, get your smoke paraphernalia, whatever you need, and sit back and we're gonna play some tunes for you for a little minute here and then we'll get back to you, get this thing started. Let's get it. Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. I like this. Hey, okay. Sound like that. So what you wanna do? When you see my face, what you thinking about? Then I come around all around the town, screaming LB, yep, you're so amazing. And you move swiftly, what you wanna do? When you see my face, what you thinking about? When I come around all around the town, screaming LB, yep, you're so amazing. And you move swiftly. Hey yo, I come through stepping, 10 toes flat. Think about it hard, what you know about that. Wanna see my name, real big with life. Don't try to slow me down, I knock you out tonight. Yeah, my mouth slick, I can back it up. Yeah, you talk big, you ain't really tough. I'm like Midas boy, Mr. Golden. You want the life I live, but you wanna do. When you see my face, what you thinking about? When I come around all around the town, screaming LB, yeah, you're so amazing, and you move swiftly. What you wanna do? When you see my face, what you thinking about? When I come around all around the town, screaming LB, yeah, you're so amazing, and you move swiftly. Hey, welcome. Hit the stop cam button on your screen. It'll turn your camera off so you don't necessarily have to be on camera. There you go. Welcome.
What's up? What's up, family?
Welcome to the chat. Sit back and enjoy the tunes, and we gonna get this thing going here. So gonna drop bars on you. What do you wanna do? When you see my face, what you thinking about? When I come around all around the town, screaming LB, yeah, you're so amazing, and you move swiftly. What you wanna do? When you see my face, what you thinking about? When I come around all around the town, screaming LB, yeah, you're so amazing, and you move swiftly. Yeah, okay, I like this. Hey, yeah, okay, I like this. Yeah, okay, I like this. Hey, I like this. Hey. All right, thank you for tuning in on this episode of Opinionated. So we're gonna dive right into this thing. Y'all don't wait long enough. So when you look at other people and all they've accomplished and all they have, there's no need to compare yourself to them.
Hmm.
Simply put, their lives are different than yours.
Absolutely. Hmm.
They are where they are. You are where you are. Your goal as a unique individual should not be to have and do the things that other people do, but to find your own path, our own way of being, your own way to accomplish your goals and reach your dreams. That is a memory of mine from like 2011. That was like 10 years ago.
Mm.
But when I saw that post this morning, it actually reflected where I actually am in life right now in this moment.
Okay.
Do you feel that it's good to compare yourself to others, or do you find it necessary to actually find your own path, like carve your own way in life?
Well, I mean, I don't look at people in comparison. I look into it in regards to what they are doing. I would want to learn why or how they became successful, what necessary steps, etc. I can compare myself to myself. I am my own biggest competitor in regards to any and everything.
Hmm.
Um, I don't. It's not a comparison. I do like analyze and see what's the difference in me and them, and uh, not everyone is reaching for the same goal.
I
Excuse me.
agree.
We say, I want this and I want that. Like I want some of the biggest things in the world. Like if you was to look at my motivational photos and things like that. Like, I want a yacht. I want a private plane with my own private pilot with my own island. Like, I strive for that type of greatness. But in
Okay.
reality, I'm cool with how I am, so to speak. It could be better, of course, and I'm striving to be better. But
I
sometimes, you just gotta reach for their goals. I don't know, seeking other people are farther along than I am. I am solely working in the transportation and logistic industry. And when I think about how big I would like to do things, in
hmm
reality, I don't really want all that headache. I
yeah,
want the money, but not the headache. So it's just like I'm having an epiphany. So it's like I end up just doing just enough to get just what I want, as opposed to pushing for what I dream of or what I desire and how I see myself and the great things that are very feasible if you just push yourself just a little bit harder, apply a little bit more pressure. So no, I don't compare myself. I do look at the comparison to see if I need to adjust for
right.
my own goals, but in comparison to be like, oh man, they got this and ooh, I want that, so I might want to pop them upside their head. Like, nah, it ain't like that at all. You
Now,
know what I mean? It ain't like that at
yeah.
all.
Now
But
I do
it's like,
understand that from that angle.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like that's just how I make my day better and make my goals that more feasible, or how I adjust to see if we're in the same, like you're into music, I'm not. So our passion and our motivation and our go get it and our everything in regards to putting your all into something will be different. I won't
Right.
be as forthcoming as in music as you would be in the transportation industry. Although you do drive, but your goal is not to be
On the
on
trucking
my,
or
you know what
yeah,
I mean? Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
it's just, you just want to make sure you're able to do what you need to do in your life. And then, of course, you have your hobby and your craft that you've been working on diligently. So, you don't strive. I mean, you look up to some of the artists and things of that nature. However, you're not saying, oh, damn it, man, Jay-Z's a billionaire and I'm not. What the hell I'm doing wrong? You know what I mean? You just should look at that as motivation
yeah,
and research
and
what he's done and implicate
yeah,
those things in your craft.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I totally agree with that because that is exactly like on the personal level. I don't look at the next person and feel that I have to compare myself to them in any type of way, but
Hmm.
to the same degree, I have actually looked at other people and compared myself, but it was more or less to the fact of, well, like I'm this age and I don't have this, but this
Mm-hmm.
person is this age and they have so much of that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm. Like,
And
damn.
yeah, but for me, it only motivated me to
Absolutely.
just elevate. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, it didn't put me in a place of jealousy. It didn't make me mad or like I didn't hate on that person. It just kind of showed me that, like, bro, you're not there, and and I had to learn that sometimes that's okay.
It is.
You
Absolutely.
know?
And it just apply pressure. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
this more, and
yeah. And
with
from that, I've
any
learned to set goals. You know, from that, I've learned
absolutely.
to set those goals. And in setting those goals, like me personally, I don't need the sticky board or I don't need notes hanging all over the place telling me, oh, did you plan for this today? Or make sure you plan for that tomorrow. Like it's mentally and internally, like just here. And the things that's going on around me that allow me to see and set my goals. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, well, this is what it is. But never have I just really looked at somebody and it's like, oh, like, well, I really need everything you have. I need that
True.
yacht because you trying to get a yacht. I
Oh
need that
no.
big ass mansion because you trying to get a mansion. I need a trucking company because you getting one or have
Right.
one. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
That's so crazy because I actually want a tiny house, so a big old house is nothing to me. I want the land. But in regards
Yeah.
to what you just said about not needing the vision board or the sticky notes or anything, do you think? Because I'm thinking I want to implicate those things. It's interesting you should say that. I would like to implicate those things more into my daily habits because it's not in my face. I'm looking around my space right now and
Hmm.
I don't have anything. I have the paperwork, I have this printer, I have all these things that I utilize to make it happen. But I listen to motivation and music, speakers, etc. But right now, I don't see any motivation in my vision right now.
Right.
So it does differ from people. But I just wanted to add that and speak that into the universe because that will help me. I can see that now. But
Yeah.
in another way that I wanted to speak on the same issue, that is so toxic being that type of person. Like to
What the
be
comparing to
so
like compare
jealous.
yourself to? Yeah,
Yes, that is
yeah,
a toxic trait, and if you're spewing venom into your universe, it's not good. And I would say that's probably why I'm not toxic. But
I mean, you're right, man. You know, that's not good at all. But there are actually people out there that thrive off of being
absolutely,
that toxic person.
yes,
It's like they
and
make it their goal to be that person.
that's not cool. That's not even nice. That ain't even attractive. Like I don't even want to be in association with a person of that nature. And I don't know. That's not cool. I don't want that. So just to spin off of that, let's talk about
Yeah,
toxicity in
right.
regards to it could be
Okay.
you can be so. Oh my God, toxic it goes so far and near and deep and short in every situation.
It does.
And and it's crazy. I was today years old when I realizing that those type of traits in people, jealousy is toxic.
Yeah,
Um, confrontational, that's toxic. You want to call it confrontational, but all of these things and if you put a tally mark to what's toxic and what's not, that's when you say all of these things fall under the category of toxic. That's all I see on my timeline, on my Instagram, on my Twitter. This toxic energy just spread
Yeah.
all over the world. And I can understand why people take social breaks. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
think
part.
I'm gonna start
See.
implicating that as well, because you don't realize, you get bored, you get on this, and you want to watch Love and Hip Hop and all these play things, and it's nothing but toxicity, energy, just spreading everywhere. It's on the music, it's
Right.
on TV, it's on our phones, it's in our house, it's
It
in our
is.
minds, it's in our
It's
hearts,
everywhere.
it's in our fucking souls, man. And
Yeah.
it's
It's everywhere.
sad. It's so
It's
sad.
everywhere. And speaking of like that, the whole timeline you on Facebook and the timeline that everyone is, where this episode Facebook capping stems from. I know
Yes.
personally, every time I log on to Facebook, it's always something negative sitting on my timeline.
And we're
And
getting
I
to
won't necessarily say that the people themselves are negative, but they seem to have a way of promoting negativity. And that can come off as toxic.
mm,
And with
yes.
them coming off as toxic, I try my best not to come off in that manner. But every now and then I find myself, dumbing down to the level of bad toxicity. It's not good.
No, it's not.
And it's not good. And I do have to ultimately take social breaks because that's an energy that when you from the moment you lay your eyes on it, you have now accepted that energy into your being.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I feel, I mean, in my opinion. And I feel like once that happens, you're now set up to take on negative shit and put out negative shit like all day long for the rest of the day until you go to sleep,
Oh,
hit a reset button, wake up, and possibly do the same shit all over again. And sometimes
dude.
And sometimes the best way to avoid that is just to not tap into it from the start, in my opinion. How you feel about
I'm
that?
telling you, friend, I am today's years old when it's like a realization of that. Um, we're healers. People
Yeah,
gravitate towards us for uh, uh, a, a nice word, a uplifting message, a smile, because
yeah,
we tend to not let the toxic things that are constantly around us get to us and allow it to hinder us from having a great day. So I'm in like 200 groups on Facebook, like trucking groups, lesbian groups, Black Power groups, let's eat some good food groups, like everywhere, and it's just filled with venom. So it's this young lady. She's a nice looking young lady. I would actually date her if it was permitted. And speaking with her, I immediately became her confidant
okay,
immediately because I seen how broken this queen was. Like I am so for my sisters that it's 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 breathtaking, and to
right,
see my sisters, my queens, my goddesses go through this type of shit from people, from a toxic person. Honey, I was just so overwhelmed. Like, girl, you are broken. And I see it on my timeline with every woman, every man who chose, like, they chose to continue. They chose to continue to deal with
oops,
this toxic being. And
right,
they're so fucking broken that I don't see them as a love interest because, dude, you're so not where I'm at. Like, you have so much work to do just to get to yourself. before you can attempt to be with anyone. Like that
True.
is so broken. Like I've been single, I've dated over the years, but I've been single technically, like someone I really wanted to be with and thought about marrying and well not really, but you know what I mean. But like
Yeah.
2012 was the last time I was letting my heart lead the way. Now I really think about this person. And when you think about these people, you gotta hope that these people are being just as real to themselves
True.
so they can be real with you. So that's where the problem I've been having with dating because they accepted so much toxic and they watch this and I don't like people who watch shows like Love and Hip Hop. Like I like them, but to let them like control you and that's all you're about, like it's different to watch it and it's entertainment for you, but to watch it and it becomes you, it's the type of person that like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like you no, first off you don't have that type of money. And why is you acting like that? Like stay in
Yeah.
your wage WAGE. You, you know,
Now,
there's some like you
now
there's
you know
levels
I'm
to
laughing
everything.
because I am an avid
I know. So that's why I
watcher.
had to put you out there like that. Go ahead.
You know, I am an avid watcher of that,
All that
but
stuff.
I don't like. I can't separate reality. But honestly, though,
Absolutely.
it is a lot of times that I do sit back and I watch, and it's a lot of times that I could actually relate real life situations to some of that shit
Absolutely.
that I be watching. I'll be like, oh my god, this is like an episode of Love and Hip Hop or some shit, and it just be
Right.
just from personal lives and personal situations. Um, and I was like, wow, like this is crazy. This is crazy. Like this
But
is really
see, you
like
know
the
what?
episode.
For me,
Hmm.
I don't have very much relationship in regards to love. I
Right.
my relationships is more or less in friends a lot of, and I've
Okay.
learned from everyone's love mishap. Like I
Yeah.
see, I'm a do it's either is or ain't. There's no in between with me, and the in between needs to be nice. You can't think you're going to be this idiot ass, toxic ass scallywag,
Yeah.
and then make my life miserable. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up.
Yeah.
So on a day to day, I gotta be feeling like this, and then and deal with your shit because you felt like it's one thing that you're going through whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going
That's
through
true.
whatever. But just because you're going through whatever, don't give you the right to be toxic to everyone else.
Yeah,
And
that's
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 the
I
problem.
totally agree with that. I feel like if you wake up and your day is wrong, it's okay to leave a message in regard as like a simple message though, like, hey, today's an off day. I
Hmm.
will be in touch with everyone tomorrow or later in the day once things turn around. Something, but like you can leave it there and
And you
move
come back
on.
when you get better.
Come back when you get better. You don't have to put
Yep.
off your bad luck. I mean, we personally had situations like that where I'm just like, hey, friend, I do receive your message, but it's just not
I
right now.
don't.
Yeah, I'm just
Exactly.
not. Yeah,
Exactly.
and I think that's okay. Like
Exactly.
nobody should feel a type of way about being excluded from negative energy.
Exactly.
Hey,
Or
I would love it
excluded
if
for
you excluded.
imposing negative
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah,
You
like I
know?
would love to be
Hmm.
excluded from that bullshit. That's not mine, because I'm damn sure not trying to put mine
Exactly.
on you.
Nope. Exactly.
And determining like what exactly is like negative, like because sometimes you can be feeling bad because you have a death, or you're in that season of a previous death. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And what I mean for those listening when I say the season of a previous death, meaning you've had deaths maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10, 15, 20 years ago. But
Mm-hmm.
because of that death and the time that that death took place, when that season approaches, you naturally, if you really care for that
Natural.
person, you're going to feel some type of
Natural.
way. And you won't be able to
Natural.
explain right off rip, like, oh, it's because, like, but eventually you'll figure it out, like, oh, this is why I'm feeling this way. And in those moments,
Mm-hmm.
that's not a time that I would say that you should, like, come off to anybody as negative. Some people, some people be like, oh, I'm tired of hearing about this and that, this and that, this and that. But sometimes you have to listen to that if you care about someone.
And that's a
So
toxic ass person who says stuff like that.
yeah,
No,
so like
you
going
call
back to what
yourself
you
my
were
friend.
saying, it's so much toxicity out here in so many ways to come across as toxic that this is where this comes into play. Communication, proper
Absolutely.
communication, because it's not what
Effective.
you say, but how you say it.
Effective.
Yeah,
Effective communication. Talk
yeah,
to me and not at me. As you talk at me, bitch, I'm gonna bust you upside your motherfucking head.
yeah.
And I'm not that
Effective, not
person.
effective.
Absolutely.
For
Because
real.
communication, I mean, if you, and that stems down to a child. If you communicate effective with a child, they
Yeah,
will be able to understand and effectively become a responsible adult. Maybe not a responsible, but a nice adult. Maybe they will have some manners to this way. I don't know what to say. It's just people don't. They know how to do it. They just don't want to.
they
Like I
don't
had
want
made a
to.
post on my Facebook, a meme that I shared when it said something in regards to I'm a handful. No, bitch, you a burden. Being a handful ain't cute.
It's not
Being all
cute.
hoorah and I gotta pipe you down because the lady at our restaurant got our food
Now,
fucked up. Like, okay. I mean,
now it's
if
okay
she's
to
nasty,
realize that you are a handful, but once you realize that you are a handful, you got to correct that shit. It's not cute.
absolutely at all.
Listeners,
Cause I
it
would
is not
leave you where you
cute to be
stink.
that person to know that you are a handful and you continue to be a handful. That is not cute.
Like that's some toxic ass shit. Like you still that that stems into other thing, because we people of color, so we don't know nothing about nothing else. Why is why are the queens so fucking broken? Like God, like
I mean, in
I,
my opinion, the queens are so broken because those broken queens, for one, were never independent queens. So they were never queens, they were only princesses. And
mm,
they're trying to live the life of a queen. Like,
mm.
honestly, a lot of them aren't even a princess. Like, they are peasants. Like, but we gonna speak on the queens right now and why those, well, the princesses right now and why they are
Our
so.
African American sisters, our
Yes,
brothers and our sisters,
yes,
because
yes,
none of them are wearing their crown effectively.
exactly. And the reason the the African American sisters are acting the way that they do is only because they have sit back and allowed a certain type of prince, not king, or African American brother to
Yeah,
guide
toxic.
and
Mm.
and place them in certain situations, and they don't do anything about it other than complain to the next person instead of complaining to the person that, for one, need to hear the story, and then for two, they need to make a proper decision on, like, I mean, you allow it when you say, okay, I'm gonna sit here and cuss you out for like 2 hours. I'm gonna call and tell everybody what happened, but yet and still we gonna lay down in bed and go to sleep together tonight and then wake up in the morning
Oh
and
no,
start this routine all over again. Too
no,
much of
lay
that
on the
has been going
bed.
on just to try
and give
to
up your. I want to add that not only do you allow it and do all that, but you still freely give yourself to this person who is instilling toxic behavior in your
yeah.
household, in front of your children, in your life. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, but why does it stem? Like, why
But
though?
to
Why
me,
is all this?
it's only like that because we have finally come to a place where we want to try to have the mommy and the daddy in the same household because for too long our families were divided and split up and separated and all this stuff. But
Hmm.
we doing it at our black queens, our black women are doing it at the cost of being belittled, um, being cheated
Hmm.
on, being
Hmm.
lied to, being broken down. They're doing it at the cost of all that, only to
Right.
still end up a single mother, a single parent.
Mother. Yes.
After
Yes.
10, 15 years or whatever, even after the children have grown up and all of that stuff, they still generally typically end up alone, or even if they're not alone, they're without that crutch that
Or
held
that
them down for so long.
companionship.
Yeah, yeah,
Or that sense of companionship, because it's
yeah.
not
So why
companionship.
go through that,
Is it
women? Why do y'all go through this? Why do you allow yourself to go through this, listeners? You know, the women that are tuned in, listening.
yeah.
Why settle for that type of an individual when you can first and foremost be independent enough to move on, nurture your mindset,
Mm,
and glow up on them?
that's deep. Nurture your mindset. People fail to realize that the power they have, and that too is another reason why they decide to stay. They don't realize their worth, their power, that all they have to do is adjust their crown, make people do not self reflect
Adjust that crown and
when,
add more jewels.
absolutely, people don't know how to adjust when but here's another problem. They don't know how to adjust after the fact, but they don't realize their worth.
Hmm.
They either don't want to adjust and make the proper necessary self-reflecting changes so you can be a better you, so you don't attract that. Unfortunately, I don't know why it seems that way, but we are what we attract. I cannot be so broken that all I keep attracting is women who have been belittled and broken and beat and all that. And I'm none of that. I'm nothing like that. I haven't gone through that. I'm not the type of
Right.
person to put my hands on you or call you every name in a book that isn't yours, and belittle you. Like, I don't do that. So why am I attracting women who have chosen
Who like
to go
that?
through
Yeah. Yeah, it's because those women I mean it just circles back around like those women are used to that, so they feel that it's okay to keep going through that and they set themselves up by looking for that each and every time. When they meet somebody new, it's kind of like, "Oh, you ain't hard enough for me. You ain't the type
Yup.
that even like I really don't want you to beat me, but I want you to make me feel like you can put hands on me." And when you're not that, you get thrown into this category of, oh, you a weak ass dude, or you ain't man enough for me, or you ain't hard enough for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, nah, like that's not what our lives should be about. We've been through, and when I say we, just like the black community has been through that long enough where we have to fight our daily fucking lives. We shouldn't have to fight every fucking day, even as something as simple as a relationship. We shouldn't have to fight hard. We should be confident. Male, man, and woman should be very confident that what we have is solid, and I don't have to fight because it's already mine.
Mhm. Mhm.
But that's not what's happening.
Oh, that was deep, friend. That was really deep. And they just don't, I don't, it's mind boggling.
It's extremely
It's not. And
mind-boggling.
I don't know why, and I don't understand. And I feel that I don't know. I had both of my parents in my home. I had a support system growing up, and that
Hmm.
could it be
I can't
could it
necessarily
be
say
that,
because I
is
also
it
know
a
people.
difference when you're based
I'm
raised
not for
on
sure. I don't
love
think so. I
and
don't
then
think so.
raised on survival?
I don't think so
Because
because
I
a
didn't
lot
have
of
to make love
times,
as a child. I chose to.
yeah,
I didn't want to.
yeah. I mean, I agree, but it's really hard and tricky because there are a lot of people that have mothers and fathers in the home, and you would think that, like, even for females, you would think that by the father being in the home with that female,
Okay, because
that
a friend of mine, she's also a lesbian, and
I see we have a delay.
and they fucked up. They wouldn't know better. But see, the thing is, here's the difference. When our grandparents, and our mothers and fathers would, if doing, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just a little delay, but go ahead.
Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. But okay, what was we at? Talking about mothers and fathers, and based on love. It was a good one.
I'm sorry,
It
y'all.
was
We
a good one.
still trying to work out the kinks around here,
I
but
don't
I
know.
hope
Okay, let's
you're
just get
enjoying
into
this episode.
something else right quick then. In regards to, being raised on love or not, um, I know some people. This is where I went. Our grandparents and our parents. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, yes, friend, I can hear you.
Problem is when our parents and our grandparents, that didn't come back to the house, and granddaddy and daddy made sure the bills paid, and they didn't bring that stuff and that drama home. If he had a family, he took care of that family over there, and you didn't know about it until the kids was grown. But that's the difference in people and their toxic shit.
That
They
is true.
blatantly
And
see
even though
people
that was a
doing that.
toxic move, and even though that was a toxic move and everything, he was still able to realize that one, that was a toxic situation. So he kept the two entities apart from each other. That's bad for the children,
Absolutely.
but it was good that he at least tried to keep that situation separate. So that's another
Absolutely.
tricky situation. He created something toxic, but does that necessarily make him toxic because he tried to keep the peace?
Exactly. It's a difference. That's the difference
It is.
in today's and then. Like I don't recall a lot of things. You know what I mean? If my mom and daddy had, I don't recall too many motherfucking arguments, and that's
Right.
on everything. I don't recall. It was some blow ups, but I don't recall too much of anything. You know what I mean? Like I don't recall a lot of, oh my mom and this, and I hate my dad because he beat my mom. Like I don't recall none of that type of stuff. Some it's different strokes for different folks, but why and how? Why do people feel like it's okay to be a fucked up individual to people, and they should accept them? Like where they do that at? How do you feel you could beat me, you could cheat on me, you could have bitch flaunting shit in my face, and it's okay
Mm,
for it to happen, and I'm supposed to accept it and sit down and lay with you and have babies with you and suck on your dick and eat your pussy and continue to live as if we have this great life and you're just fucked up human being.
right.
How dare you?
Yeah,
Fuck you
that's
think
deep.
you are? Like who like and that's anybody and that's everybody, even the kids. Who the fuck do you think you are, little boy? Little
Yeah,
girl, who raised you motherfuckers?
that's deep. That's deep.
And it goes
That's
into
deep.
music and TV. Motherfuckers just think they
It
can fuck with you
does.
because they watch motherfucking Love and Hip Hop and they listening to Jeezy and Weezy and Baby and Little Baby,
And all
Big Baby
that.
Wanna Be Baby and them and who the fuck are you? You seriously think because you it like really like really
Toxicity.
like
Toxicity is just it's bad. And for those listening and tuned into this stream, um, don't practice bad toxic behaviors. Like, find ways to clean out that negativity from your life. If you around somebody that's constantly in your ear with something negative, they always setting up something bad to happen to somebody else, or they just want bad things to happen. Like, find a way to get away from that. It could be family, friends, or associates, but find a way to rid yourself of that negative energy. And before you even allow it in your life, clean yourself up. Make sure you're ready to receive that negative energy, because we can handle it, but don't let it take over, because then you become a part of
hmm
it.
absolutely. And
As a self
then you
healer of the
start.
soul myself, that's what I'm here for, is to heal others and help others with, like, I now know that's a part of my purpose in life. And
hmm
I mean, I have to take on some negative energy to help you wash yours, but I'm not letting that shit consume me, and I pick and choose when I'm ready to do some healing.
And that's true, man. It's true. And I don't know. I didn't have it. I'm not toxic. I don't. I'm the first um real awakening of a toxic situation. Like when it
Hmm.
gets to the point where all because to be to not be the person to be toxic, yet you're always trying to help and figure out ways to help this toxic motherfucker. But this
Yeah.
toxic motherfucker ain't trying to help themselves. Oh no, hunty. It's time to
Mm-mm.
go, boo. It's time to G
Mm-mm.
on up the way because that's absurd. How the hell I'm
It
trying to
is.
help
It's
you
very
and fix
absurd.
shit, and you ain't even and you ain't even trying to
Just
do nothing about it.
at all. At all. Okay, well, I think Lamb, that was great. Like, that was great right there. So what we're gonna do right now, y'all, is we're gonna take another break, listen to another song. The song that I'm playing today for today's music is actually coming from my album 4120, by me, myself, LB the Amazing. This song is called Get Up. It's a song that's something positive. Just sit back and listen, and when we come back, we will move on to another topic.
I'm with you on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Def Tone Productions. Down, down, down on the floor. Down, down, down on the floor. On the floor. Down, down, down on the floor. Down, down, down on the floor. Niggas get faded, they gon' feel it on their face. Niggas take shots, they gon' feel it on their face. Niggas throw stones, they gon' feel it on their face. Niggas talk about a nigga about every day. I look around the world and I see my people struggling. People hustling on the corners, others holding signs, wondering if they will have the chance to get to see another day. When society counts them out, cause they say there is no way that a man or a woman should be out here night and day, robbing others for what they believe is owed to them. Society is fucked up just like justice with no wins. Just a world full of judgments and hatred towards men. Down, down, down on the floor. Down, down, down on the floor. On the floor. Down, down, down on the floor. Down, down, down on the floor. On the floor. And they on their face. And they on their face. Niggas get faded, they gon' feel it on their face. Niggas take shots, they gon' feel it on their face. Niggas throw stones, they gon' feel it on their face. Niggas talk about a nigga about every day. When you see a man down, just give him a hand. Help him back up, don't let him fall again. When you see a man down, just give him a hand. Help him back up, don't let him fall again. When you see a man down, just give him a hand. Help him back up, don't let him fall again. And they on their face. 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 When you see a man down, just give him a hand. Help him back up, don't let him fall again. When you see a man down, just give him a hand. Help him back up, don't let him fall again. When you see a man down, just give him a hand. Help him back up, don't let him fall again. When you see a man down, just give him a hand. Help him back up, don't let him fall again. Hi, it's 2020. When you see a fellow man down, just give him a hand. Don't fall it out. Help him up. Lift him up. That's what we about.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what we're about. Welcome back. Welcome back to Opinionated. Nelly, you in the crib?
What it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? What you say?
I was making sure you was in the crib doing a mic check on you.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me? Everything good?
Yep, I hear you real good on this end. There is a slight delay, everyone, and I apologize. This is the first episode. I don't know exactly what that is about right now, but I'll figure it out and this will get better as we go on. Right now, I also would like to take time out to shout out Unique Creations by Wendy. If you are looking for
Yes.
custom made wreaths, if you are looking for
Baskets.
boxes, gift boxes, gift baskets,
Mm-hmm.
check out Unique Creations by Wendy. She's on Instagram, she's on Facebook. Also, if you are looking for traveling accommodations or setup, I will let Nelly speak on that.
Yes, I am a travel agent, and I have a website you could go to. It's IntelliTravel, ChanelJones.IntelliTravel .com. I'll put it in the bio so you can look into your travel needs. We do travel all over the world, plus uh, excursions in your locations, rental cars, flights, hotels, etc.
All right, all right, all right. And last but not least, we have Leather and Wood by CB. if you are looking for handmade jewelry to be worn by all, special orders can also be made. DM CB at Leather and Wood by CB can be found on Instagram. Now, friend,
Awesome.
friend, friend.
Friend. What's up,
You know, I
friend?
don't mind doing shout outs and stuff because enough people don't do that. They want you to pay me for advertisement, blah, blah, blah. I mean, eventually one of these days we might be on that level, but for right now, it's all about supporting black businesses, black owned
Absolutely.
businesses, uh,
Absolutely.
helping our community grow in a positive way. So, yeah,
Absolutely. The end.
yeah. Big
The
ups to
end.
what's going on for everybody. I myself
Absolutely.
also, I guess I got to do a plug. I am a hairstylist. I have a growing business that I call Lubies. So check me out on Instagram, Facebook. I'm around for bookings and all of that stuff. Just contact me and we'll go from there. Now,
Yes,
friend, moving on to
friend.
more topics from the Facebook. You got
Oh,
something?
I mean, we talked about all the toxic shit, but that shit could go on. I would like to talk about, a spinoff of black owned businesses. I must say 2020 was horrible through and fucking through. We've all lost close friends, loved ones, etc. to
Yeah.
COVID, not to COVID, but I must say, Hunty, my black people have thrived through
Yes.
police brutality. We
Yes.
thrived through being laid off,
Yeah.
cut short, no
Yeah.
unemployment, some unemployment, what the hell ever.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out to every black business that was created, that have uh, enhanced, that has grown in 2020. We
Yeah.
have to turn that negative into a positive. So I want to shout out to every black owned business in America,
Yeah.
goddamn. Like
Yeah.
every last
Shout
one
out
of us,
to every.
and every last one of us should be prosperous in the years to come, and so forth. But I
I
wanted to
agree.
talk about hmm, I don't know, I don't know. You want to talk about Trump and him and that shit?
Well,
I mean, it's over for the guy, but okay, yes, let's talk about him for a little while. Like a lot of people don't like Trump. I don't like him either as a person, but as a businessman, that dude is great. And one thing that another thing that I've learned in 2020 is I'm actually a Republican, dude. Like, I've yet to say that like out loud to
I mean,
America like
well,
I am now. You know what I mean? Because we've had this conversation where we are
yeah.
working class people and we are not with the shit of just laying around and things being given to them. And I'm all for paying for taxes and things to better our communities and to better our outside so we can feel better so our insides will be grow as well. Like that I learned that in 2020. What did you learn in 2020?
Um, I can say that I also learned that in 2020 that I guess if you have to put it in technical terms, I've discovered that I am Republican as well. But
Mm.
in knowing that I am Republican, and I'm going to put it out there for you listeners, um, I don't just because I know that I'm Republican doesn't mean that I have to agree to support Trump because he's
Absolutely.
Republican.
No.
Even in being Democratic, for like a lot of years, I almost gave up my age. But for being a Democrat for so many years, um,
It's
if
funny.
if like I didn't necessarily support Democratic presidents because they were Democrat. I've never voted for a Republican, but I've always voted for Democratic presidents. Um, Based off of the promises that they made to get in office.
and they were supposed to help people in
And
our
also
brackets.
in those brackets, exactly. Also in those brackets, I wasn't where I am now. So I was always
Touche,
in that
baby.
position where I listened to the lower end promises and would be like,
Mm,
ooh, okay, that's dope. Like, I need this to be my president. And ultimately, it never panned out to be anything. Now, I
hmm
can say that it was two Democratic presidents that I personally feel helped the African American community in various ways, which was to me Bill Clinton and Barack Obama.
Okay.
Those are
You
my
know,
two.
I feel that, I'm learning more of that things that Barack has done.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of things that he's done. Not aware of. I don't want to speak on him wholeheartedly because I'm still unaware. But like you told me that he made the law change where felons can vote, and
He
people
did.
did not know that. And that is something that helped the black community like more than anything because unfortunately the system have hold up. Let me stop that statement. The system has fucked our black people, but our black people also have fucked themselves and doing fuck shit to put themselves in a situation to be fucked by the system. I'm just gonna say that right there. However, some of the charges that people have done,
Right.
they were also false charged, so it can be more than what it really is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, I had to add that because not everybody is a saint. We have to realize that and then realize realistically people do some shit that they said that they did do. It might have been to the extent, but they do shit.
Yeah.
But in regards when you said when you do your time and you be rehabilitated and you come home, you can fucking vote, bruh. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. You did. You definitely
And
can vote.
Barack did that. Barack
He
did that,
did.
and I wasn't aware. I was like, but that's dope, But
He
because
did.
he didn't give the black community fucking 40 acres and a mule, they feel like he didn't do anything for them. And
Right.
that
But
brings
that
me
right
to
there in
say,
itself was huge.
absolutely. But that brings me to say, why do people think that they are entitled because they are this and they are that? Black people, I love my people. I love them. I love their dirty draws. You hear me? But
Right.
why do people feel so entitled to things and situations because oh I'm this and I'm that. Why is that?
Right.
What do you think about that? About
Um.
entitlement and why people
Uh. I don't. I really. I asked that. I mean, that's an ongoing question for real. For real. To like even know why. I mean, I guess in order to even know why certain people feel entitled is to actually ask that person that feels entitled. You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes you feel that way?
true,
Why do you feel that
but
we owe you or
so how do
somebody
you how do
owes
you
you?
come out? How do you do that?
Like, come out of the prison system feeling entitled? Is that what you're
You
asking?
know, all of that in general. In general, yes, that too. The prison system. Um, just because I'm a mother, just because I'm this, just because I'm that, just because you're a grandmother don't mean a motherfucking thing. You still need to get respect to get respect.
Right.
You know what
That's
I
true.
mean? Of course, I'm not gonna be disrespectful off the bat,
Okay.
but why do you feel like because you're a grandmother and because you've done this and because you've done that, that you are entitled to cut me off in the line or cut me off in traffic or say talk to me disrespectfully? Why do people feel like where does that come from? Where does that stem from? Like, I understand when you work hard for whatever, respect is still due to a dog.
It is. It is. Okay, so just swing it over back to the voting rights of felons real quick.
Hmm.
Okay, so I have now discovered that, I mean, it's still, as we said, if you are listening and you are a felon,
You
because of
can
Barack
vote.
Obama,
You
you
can vote.
can vote. You will not be disenfranchised from voting, which means that your voting rights will not be stripped away
At
only
all.
if you are incarcerated. But that only makes sense. If you are incarcerated, you're not going to receive papers to vote. You're not going to
Which
receive
is
any mail to vote.
oh yeah. But they
So,
know where you at shit. They know your
yeah,
address in me.
but they do actually have it broken down. So, it's certain states where once you get out of incarceration, you automatically have your rights back. So, it's a list of states. And then there's another list of states that will, like, if you get out and get put on probation or parole, you won't be able to vote until you are off of probation or parole. Then they have another list of states where you also have a waiting period upon completion of your sentence. It's
Really?
like they have all of these barriers to try to stop you from being able to vote as a felon, but as a felon, you can vote. So whatever you have to do, African American or brown community members, whatever you have to do as a felon to vote, do what you have to do because it's important. And as you can see from the 2021 elections, it's important. And we have yet to see how important, but it was definitely important enough to get enough of us out here to vote and have a voice. And I'm done on that note.
Well, hallelujah. Do you know any other things that Barack can listen? I feel like this, yo. I'm gonna work to get what I want. I'm not, I would like certain. I don't want to pay too much in taxes, so I would like to be aware of those things. But that's more
Yeah,
local.
it
But
is.
on a federal level, it's just things that's not in my lane that I'm like absolutely not aware of.
Right, right.
So,
That's understandable.
I
That's
can't speak on
understandable.
certain things. I'm just not
Yeah,
educated in those things. But then again, I don't have a lot of people in my life personally
right.
who
That's
will,
understandable.
you know what I mean, benefit
Yeah,
from that type of change. However, in my community, it's dynamic.
yeah.
And now
It's
that I know it, oh
yeah,
yeah, I gotta spread this awareness. You can vote. Go ahead and fill out that form when you get your ID or
yeah,
license or what have you. Like, yeah, that's dope.
yeah. And that's understandable because I can relate to that. Like I don't personally in my circle, in my immediate anything, I don't have
Hmm.
anybody that necessarily can benefit from knowing that. But
Yeah,
to the community members, anybody from the community that's listening that has gotten a hold of this, spread the word. Like even if you don't know, just spread the word. Bring stuff up like
yeah,
this in regular conversations just to make people aware. So that if they know somebody, they can tell somebody, and eventually it will reach the ears of that felon that need to know this.
absolutely. And that's
So
dope.
just be
Awareness
aware,
is
everyone.
key.
Aware,
Absolutely.
be aware. Yeah, be aware. Um, Other than that, yeah, like I just feel that this is a movement. Like, and when I speak of this, I mean opinionated. I want everyone to feel comfortable being here, and when I
Hmm.
say comfortable, be comfortable in who you are. Be the real representation of you. Don't
Hmm.
come here expecting shit to be watered down. There will be times when I'll try to filter my mouth because I can cuss like a sailor.
I
Um,
will.
Shade here, honestly, that's not something we going for. We're not going for shade. Now we might be able to spark a little drama, but the drama will only come from our opinions given on stuff that we see and hear and decide to talk about on this platform. So don't feel offended in any type of way. And if you do feel offended, let's talk about it
Yeah,
or tune out.
yeah,
Either or,
yeah.
either or
We're
works.
absolutely big on holding ourselves accountable for what we
Most
say and
definitely.
do,
Most definitely.
and hopefully
I will
it all falls
apologize
in line.
for what needs
Absolutely.
to be apologized about, but a lot of I think the biggest thing here is that everything is opinion based. I will give my disclaimer now. I should have given it a long time ago. It's purely opinion based. There won't be, I won't say there will never, because never say never, but at this moment, there won't be situations where we're going to be speaking facts and I need to be providing receipts. Actually, I'm going to take that back really just a few seconds. I did speak a
Mhm.
fact in regard to felons being able to vote. I pulled that information from the National Conference of State Legislators. So it's I'm sorry, ncsl.org. If you would like to go research it for yourself, and you'll see it just like I saw it. But it is a proven fact that felons can vote all across the United States. You just have to conform to whatever rules they have set in place. But that is nothing compared to having the right to have your voice heard. Just
Absolutely.
period. Just period. So that's the only fact that I will speak on right now. And I would try to keep
Yeah.
facts out of the conversation moving forward.
Yeah.
But that was just
Yeah.
too important to not run with. I'm sorry.
You're absolutely right about that.
That was just too important to just let it roll. Like, I need for our brothers and sisters, because brothers aren't the only ones that has felonies. Sisters have them too.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, you know. But hopefully we're being better adults and making the necessary changes so we can show our children a better way in doing and being or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So what's next, friend? What you got us
Um.
going?
Other than
I
that,
see we got
friend,
a
I think
viewer. Hey
we have a
Chase.
we have a viewer. We have a viewer. And hopefully, and I'm going to speak it into existence, because you know how we do. Which is
Absolutely.
why I'm interacting with our audience, our listeners, because they're here. And even though they're not physically here right now, they will be here eventually. And I want you all to feel so
Hmm.
included in what we have going on. We
Hmm.
are still learning the platform. We're still learning how to work it and everything. Nelly is the co-host. She is the moderator as well. So when we get people in here
Hey.
that don't conform and do what's necessary on some grown up shit, they will be eradicated and eliminated and thrown in the trash with the rest of those that need to be in the trash. So, with that
With the
being
rest of the
said,
peasants.
yeah, with the rest of the peasants, you know how we do. So, with that being said, use that chat box over there. I see it. My co-host moderator sees it. We will, chime in with y'all from time to time. But, just listen out for them cues. If you want to get on the microphone, put your one up. We only have room for so many people, but we will interchange you as necessary, give you a chance to voice your opinion. We try not to overtalk each other on this platform. If someone has the mic, I will ultimately, give everyone that adult chance to just listen. If I find that you're trying to overtalk somebody, I have the authority, and my moderator will have the authority to just simply mute your microphone until it's time for you to speak. So,
Woohoo.
if you act like a peasant, you will be treated as such.
And such.
High five, friend. High
High
five.
five.
Okay, okay. We have someone that wants to talk, so I'm going to unmute your microphone and I'm going to allow you to talk. So, welcome, listener.
Hey.
Uh, I'm still learning. Can't unmute
Okay,
your.
I got it. I got it. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me?
We can welcome,
All
Hey.
right,
welcome.
this
We
Rayshawn
can hear you.
from the West Side. All right, I'm just playing. I'm
Not
just
Ray
playing. I'm just
Sean.
playing.
Welcome, Ray Sean from the West
Hey, look, I just want to I heard about the first half an hour, 40 minutes maybe of it, and then I had to go away and my system was going in and out. But I just wanted to chime in. I heard you choking while you was talking. You smoking weed. Let's talk about weed.
Yeah, let's talk
That's
about.
really
Well,
what that's really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about weed.
Okay,
Do y'all
we can
want to
talk
talk about
about
weed?
weed. We can talk
Okay.
about
I
weed.
can
It's
do
an open
that.
platform.
We can do
Yeah.
that.
The reason I want to talk about weed real quick is because like I remember when weed used to get me high. Like okay, Reggie used to get me high. Like $50 lasted me for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Y'all, I spent $80 every three
That was
days.
a
I swear I don't get high. What the
long
hell?
time
Why did
ago,
they
baby.
legalize weed like to a degree? Like, man, I really don't have nothing to talk about, y'all. I just want to talk just cause.
No, but I know
Well, no, but
that's
that is an absolutely great topic, I must
it
admit.
is. It really is. I
The
mean, we're
reason
unfiltered
why,
here. We're unfiltered here at listeners. So if you are like, PG and, G only, then this ain't for you right now.
or Christian,
Sorry.
Oh,
like if you all up in the bubble, this ain't the place for you, baby.
This ain't for you right now at
okay.
all.
And yo,
But
I apologize because I thought this was that platform, but I
it
guess I should
is.
have asked before I jumped out there. My bad.
No,
Oh,
no, that's fine.
absolutely, you
Yeah,
good.
yeah, you're
That's
good.
we're gonna be on the phone for another hour. We're gonna be on for another hour talking about something like that, and that's great. So,
I'm
Right.
just saying
but
I'm
I
twisting up
must. I,
as we discuss it. So if you hear a little choking in the background, my apologies.
No, you're safe here. You're
I
safe.
understand, sweetheart. But you know what? The reason why weed is become legalized, in my opinion, is because statewide. It's only legal on statewide when the state voted in whichever however many states that are now legalized. Is because they see that the money is in it. And people fail to realize that marijuana. I did a 20-page paper in college. Shout out to Columbus State University. I did a 20-page research paper on weed. So it goes, man, it's so deep on what we use. And I was just listening to the radio the other day on hemp. Hemp is not the actual THC plant. It's a plant that is made from marijuana that you can we can everything that you see in your visual right now can be made with weed
Oh yeah,
except your
yeah,
electronic. We're talking about
yeah.
clothing, we're talking about
Furniture.
food, we're talking
Yeah.
about furniture, we're talking about sheets and shit like that, like paper. um our president George Washington and I think Thomas Jefferson,
Girl,
who
you done went back to
own
motherfucking.
this is a fact. This is a fact. I don't know where I got it from, but it is a fact that
Uh uh
they
uh
own paper mills. They own paper
uh
mills that was made with weed.
If you
I
can't
can't
back
find the
it
damn
up,
paper.
okay, but
I,
so we can't talk about it. We can't talk
but
about it. If you
listen,
can't back it
I'm
up,
just
we can't
saying
talk
that. Okay, well, okay, fuck it. In my
about
research,
it.
weed can be used to make paper, oil, food. We talking about oil for our vehicles, oil to cook with, food to cook with. This plant is dynamic. Also, it helps with our ailment, glaucoma, gout, la 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 la, ba 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 ba. We all
Yeah.
know that these are proven facts. Now, why they didn't want it to be legal until now? First off, the people put that on the ballot.
They
Once
did.
it is
Yeah.
medically legal, eventually it will be recreational legal.
Yeah.
That's what, listen, in these states that have allowed it to become legal, it is fucking, it went from a $0 a day industry to billions a day. So because it's not legal on a federal level, why the
Yeah.
fuck you still gotta pay federal taxes? That's beneath me, but whatever, that's these folks. But it helps the community. It helps your city. It helps your state. I'm all for building wealth, paying taxes, and moving forward. Like it's just a given. We gotta pay taxes. Fuck it. So why not allow me to be happy with a
Yeah.
product that can save my life, your life, our life, and
Yeah.
profit from it? I absolutely want to look into doing that. Like, it's legalized here in Ohio. What you think about that, young man?
What, like making the hemp clothing and products, or what, hemp products, I should say.
Well, that too, but in order to have a dispensary, you must grow your own
Yeah.
products and
Yeah.
make your own products. It's
That's
it's a
true.
$1 billion a year, in billions of dollars a
I'm,
year industry,
I mean, I
What?
honestly don't feel that that's a bad business move to get into that, because that
At
is
all.
like something that's going to be all the way legal. And if you learn the craft and get in where you fit in, yeah, that's something that could like set you up for life. So
A-
I'm not against it.
Absolutely.
Like I don't know if it's something that I personally would get into right now myself, but it is something that I
But
would definitely
eventually, I could
consider. Yeah, it's
invest in that
definitely
if
something I would
someone
consider.
know how to do all that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And then, well, what do you think to take it to another level about our peoples that are in prison for marijuana? What do you think should happen now that it's being legalized in these states?
Well, that like supposedly, allegedly,
Supposedly.
if if they take that crime away, they're going to release those prisoners that has been locked up for those crimes. Now, will they be compensated? I highly doubt it.
I don't
It would
blame
be
them for that.
under normal circumstances, when you get released for some shit that's been overturned or whatever. Those people generally would get compensated for the time that was taken away from them. But that would be way too many people to try to compensate. So I don't think they. I think the compensation is we let you the fuck go though. Don't do anything worse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel that would be the
Right.
compensation. Cause I don't know, it's deep, but it's not like weed to me has never been that deep. So,
It has not.
I'm all for them overturning that shit because it never should have been in place anyway, not to that capacity.
It, okay.
We weed ain't killing people, and weed ain't killing people.
I have
It might slow some people down, but it ain't killing people.
it has never been it has never been a weed infected problem or
Right,
cause to anyone's death.
right,
That's all I'm saying. It has
right,
never been an issue or cause to make someone die.
right.
Weed has not done that. That it has zero deaths in the history of weed. Zero.
Yeah,
Why? Why
yeah,
is something that can you know you can make you can use the hemp side of it and
yeah,
make gummies and things of that nature
yeah.
for our autistic children to
You can make
help them
gummies.
balance.
You can make
And it's
body
not you're
rub.
not getting high, but it's helping you.
Yeah, yeah, facts.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, like, why
I,
is this a problem?
hmm
That was a good topic. Thanks for bringing that up. That was a good one. I like that
yeah,
because we can. I mean, we there ain't too much we can do about it until the laws change. And because we're only voting once a year, we vote once a year every year in May. I think it's twice a year. I'm sorry. I think it's in May and also in November every year in every city and state. I want y'all to know that. Be aware that your local voting polls have yearly and annually and semi-annually issues that you can vote on. So that's why we have a legalization of marijuana. It wasn't always on a federal ballot. It isn't. It has not. It will be
Mm.
one day. I can't wait. I paid my taxes to sell some weed.
Uh,
I mean, I want to do this right. I don't want the folks looking at me. I don't want no issues with nobody. So if I have to pay my taxes, I'm just gonna pay them. They're gonna be late, and I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna owe you to the day I die. But you gonna get it sometime. You gonna get your piece, just like every bill collector.
see,
Goddamn,
right.
shit. Oh well.
Yo, so yeah, I'm totally feeling that. I mean, like I said, I'm not against that. People, there's a lot of people that say, "Oh no," duh, but I mean, you don't just because you in the business of selling weed don't necessarily mean you're smoking it either. So, and even for those who smoke weed, I'm not against that either. Just
Yeah, and I
that's
mean,
that.
listen. You do what you do. I mean, I'm not a listen. You can shoot heroin in the ball in your balls. I don't care. Just be
Right,
careful.
right.
You can whatever you decide to do, just be safe with it.
Be safe with it.
Use it in moderation. I'm not saying go do it. I'm not saying nothing of that nature, but whatever you choose to do and you see fit that you must do in order for you to feel how you want to feel, do it in moderation.
Do it in moderation for
Be
sure.
responsible with whatever you choose to do, people. And that's all I gotta say about that.
Well, I totally, I agree. All right, everyone. Well, this will conclude today's episode of the New Year edition of Opinionated with me, your host,
Opinionated.
LBD Amazing, my co-host Nelly from Nelly's Way. And spread the word, everybody. Let everybody know we're on to something here. Help us out, get us out there, let people know what's going on. Have them listen to the. Oh yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I just saw it really late, but Georgia is voting today, and tomorrow we will come back and talk about that at the top of our discussion. So
Okay.
again, thanks for tuning in for today's edition of Opinionated, and everybody have a great day.
Peace. Y'all be safe out there. Wear your mask. Wash your hands, man. Don't be in the
Yeah, for
scallywag out
sure.
there.
Wear your mask, wash your hands. Don't be a
And
scallywag.
stay at home, man. Like I'm so sick of Corona. Can we
For
please? I want
sure.
to come out and play.
I definitely want to come out and play, and that's something we are also going to talk about tomorrow too. Ooh, we got some goodies
God,
lined up for y'all for tomorrow. I don't want it to end, but we got to go. All right, y'all. Holla.